Here at Addington on, I suppose, 1 week out from Cup Day for the Kiwis. It is Cup Day for the Victorians and the Australians, but the big show happens here in a week's time. JD joins me. John, firstly, thank you for joining me.
Thanks very much.
Build-up's getting pretty big here at the minute. There's a lot of work is going on. You wouldn't know it's a public holiday in Australia when you're over here.
No. As you said, we're a week out. There's a lot of contractors that will arrive here on site, especially from here until Monday prior to Cup. At the peak, we could have up to at least 50 different contractors working on the grounds. That could range from a number of things, especially the marquees and the fencing, right through to setting up all the corporate areas. So it's a big show to put on.
Logistically, it's got to be a big show. Yesterday, though, you're at Kaikoura. You manage or oversee track preparation on all the tracks on the South Island or on both islands?
Both islands, yeah. I'm contracted to Harness Racing New Zealand as a track and venue inspector. I go around all the tracks. We do a yearly report. Anything that's got issues, we'll be back to help out. And like Kaikoura yesterday, where they haven't probably just got the manpower to maintain the track. Very happy to help out and a great club to work with.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, obviously enjoy my work. I've been doing this for nearly 30 odd years, so I sort of love getting around and love going to the other tracks as well. It's a great role, yeah.
You're saying there as we're walking up, and I'll say where we are in a second, but when we're walking up, you actually used to train horses. Do you train horses now, or is it just too hard logistically?
No, those days are all gone. I just haven't got the time to do that. I've got a horse in work at present, which is, yet to get to the trials or the races, but no, unfortunately no.
Do you miss it?
I did initially. When I first started this role, I did miss the horses straight away, but you sort of get busy in the other roles, and that takes over.
And I imagine this job takes over a lot. One, it's called Cup Week, but it's really nearly a Cup fortnight. Like Karaka yesterday raced twice, and there is pretty much something on every day. I think this is the lightest day I've got for anything as well, but pretty much from now on, it's nearly a Cup fortnight, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is indeed. Starting off with Kaikoura in particular, and then towards the end of this week, especially with the thoroughbreds and with ourselves, the harness and the greyhounds, like Riccarton raced 3 times. We obviously race Cup Day on the Tuesday, and then Show Day the Friday, and then the greyhounds have their Greyhound Cup on the Thursday night, and then in between you've got Ashburton on the Thursday. So it's a full-on week, especially for Canterbury.
Do you look forward to it?
Always look forward to it. Always pleased when it's finished too. Yeah,
it's one of those ones, and it probably goes through past you like a bit of a blur.
It does. Probably the key thing at this stage, we're just checking to make sure we've got all systems in play and making sure that everything's up and ready for the big day.
Lot going on here. Behind us is a marquee, and I will take a photo there. We're up over the top of the stables officially, and this is a great vantage point. Like I would imagine anyone that wants to watch a race, this is a spot to watch it. You can see the entire track, but there's actually going to be a couple of, that's a bar. There's going to be a band up here as well. The horses underneath, how do they handle that?
Yeah, they don't seem to worry. Thankfully, the noise underneath isn't bad. It doesn't seem to upset them at all. There's just so much going on in the stables itself. The horses are very settled. When you walk through the stables, and because they can all see each other, I've rarely seen a horse that gets upset in there.
Which is good, and they come out, and that's the thing, we've got to showcase these horses as well, as much as it is a carnival atmosphere. And the dead set purists probably don't like these days because they can't get to their usual spots and whatever they like, but at the end of the day we want to keep people coming back to the sport and keep getting new people coming in and enjoying harness racing for the same reason what we do, so we need to be able to encourage it. Marquees, we've got one massive one inside the track, but there's going to be a series of small ones as well.
Yeah, that is only just the start inside the track. As you just glance over inside the greyhound track, all the infrastructure will go in there starting from Thursday, and that entire centre of that greyhound track will be full of marquees as well. So that's the last lot to go in. We've got a 2-storey marquee, which is for the owner's marquee, which is going up at present. That's something very new to the country.
You said to me there before, you don't think it's been used before here in New Zealand?
My understanding, this is the first time it's been used in New Zealand, so they assure us everything will be safe, so it'll be good.
Oh, it's impressive, and we will get some photos. I know the whole lot's decked out. What the pictures you'll see, they won't have the walls on it, which I think will give a better understanding of how big it actually is. It's massive as well. Like, it's not just a small one that said, we'll go 2 stories. It's a big pavilion, isn't it?
It absolutely is, yeah. No, it's quite a structure, just seeing it going up, and of course, they've got the crane and lifting the top structure up now. It's a big marquee, yep.
You got a long one up the home straight for all your corporates, and they're so key, aren't they, to make sure they're comfortable weather-wise. I think the forecast is meant to be for a good week, which will be great. But it's one of those ones. If it is nasty, they can still come, still enjoy themselves, and still see the horses.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the weather. Yeah, we're looking at the weather very serious from here on in. At this stage, the weather looks settled for the week of Cup Week, which is great. They're talking about 20-odd degrees, which should be nice. Not too hot, but just a nice, pleasant day.
I don't think you guys have bad days. I've only been here for 2, and the weather's just been sensational.
You weren't here in the winter?
No, I won't at all. Unique track, 3 straights in a way, or 1 or 2, or the other way. 1 straight and 3 bends, depending on which way you want to go. How do you go handling it and looking after it? And how do you go with the visitors? Like Mick Stanley's going to come. I know he's coming for the Cup Day trial tomorrow. Yes. But how do you go with some of the visitors and explaining to them how it actually works, this track?
Yeah, look, to be fair, this track, it's a 1,200 metre track. There's 2 straights and 1 mini straight, I'd call it, which is what we used to be called the old Showgrounds Bend. Most horses will get round this track very well. The big wide straights, good camber. I don't think any of your horses would have any trouble, racing on a track like this.
No, it's unique. I know it's breathtaking to watch. You watch it on TV. It's even better just to see it. And I'll be watching at least 1 race from up here. I can guarantee you that. I might sneak up here for the whole lot of it. You said there before about the greyhounds. Racing needs to be one entity, so working in with the greyhounds is key. The Marquees on the inside of the track, they've got to come down Wednesday so that the greyhounds can race Thursday. So, it's sort of looking after everything. It would be a lot easier just to cancel that meeting, but that won't help add for the week and add for the carnival.
No, it's like the turnaround on Wednesday morning. That whole infrastructure comes out by midday on Wednesday. So we've got about 5 hours to get it all out. At that point, the greyhound rail goes back in, and then the guys on the greyhound track, they start to prepare their track for the Thursday meeting. So it's a very quick turnaround. It's all hands on deck to make sure that happens.
It's a little bit low key here today. This time next week it won't be low key. This time next week we won't be able to move up here and do an interview. That is for sure. I'm sure you got plenty more to do, but you look forward to it?
I do look forward to it. It's something that's very special. New Zealand Cup is anybody that's related to harness. It's something very special to them. Most people can recall a cup, from the past, and let's hope it's another great day.
Karen Manning is my sister-in-law, so I was watching at home, but I can still remember cheering for Runes coming up there, and I'm pretty sure she has fond memories, as does my brother Grant. I think they were well and truly enjoyed it. Merv Butterworth, he'd be hoping for copy of that again, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, no. Look, there's a number of chances in the Cup this year. It's very open. I wouldn't actually like to label one this year because I think there's good 7 or 8 chances, in the Cup that could just surprise us. So yeah, should be great.
The Aussies are coming, don't you worry about that. Just very quickly, anyone that is watching this wants to know, what a little diamond in the rough maybe of a marquee or something that's people might get a bit of a shock for, apart from the 2-story one. Is there anything else going
on? To be fair, we got, there's a lot of corporate marquees, but then behind the public stand we have the public area, which that's all well catered for. There's a large screen out the back, we have entertainment out there, food, drinks, bedding, so it's well catered for wherever you head.
It's massive. It's as big as I've seen in harness racing. I think well done to you guys. A lot of Portaloos already in, actually, which is funny. But yeah, I think well done to you guys. I think it looks sensational already, and I look forward to seeing it finished this time next week. Well, we might come back. I might come back on a Monday and just do a walk around. But JD, well done you. Everything you're doing here, mate, is terrific, and thanks for giving me a bit of time.
Yeah, thanks very much. You probably get a job Monday if you're walking around here.
Yeah, no high vis for me. I can't do work. I get that. That'd ruin me.
Yeah, no, good. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.